May 16th, 2011. This is today's climate change update. It's a pretty cool painting, huh? You can kind of get an idea. Alright, starting Fukushima. I have an RSOE update number 111. Substantial damage to the fuel cores at 2 other reactors of Japan's Fukushima Daiichi nuclear complex has taken place. Operator Tokyo Electric Power Company said on Sunday, further complicating the already daunting task of bringing the reactors to safe shutdown while avoiding the release of high levels of radioactivity. The revelation followed an acknowledgement on Thursday that similar meltdown of the core took place at Unit Number 1. The operator, known as TEPCO, said unit lost its reactor core 16 hours after the plant was struck by the magnitude 9 earthquake and a giant tsunami on the afternoon of March 11th, 2011. Workers also found that the number 1 unit's reactor building is flooded in the basement, reinforcing the suspicion that the containment vessel was damaged and leaking highly radioactive water. The revelations are likely to force an overhaul of the 6 to 9 month blueprint of bringing the reactors to a safe shutdown stage and the end the release of radioactive materials. The original plan they announced in mid-April. Yeah, like that was ever going to happen. Anyway, TEPCO reports it goes on, and I will attach the link below, of course. Basically, they can't hide it anymore. We've had 3 meltdowns. One of them a MOX fuel reactor. Over to earthchanges.scott.net. They've got a lot going on today, so I'm going to basically read headlines in a really quick little Czech Republic frost seriously damages fruit crops. Last week's surprising frost, which passed through the Czech Republic, damaged this year's fruit crop. Growers estimate the damage at hundreds of millions of Czech crowns. The fruit union claims that these are the highest losses in decades. The United States. New Orleans Audubon Zoo, located along Mississippi River, has no plans to evacuate the animals. Here's a really important story. It's official. Cell phones are killing bees. Scientists may have found the cause of the world's sudden dwindling population of bees, and cell phones may be to blame. Researchers conducted in Lausanne, Switzerland, has shown the signals from cell phones not only confuse bees, but also may lead to their death. Over 83 experiments have yielded the same results, with virtually most of the population of the United States and the rest of the world owning cell phones. The impact has been greatly noticeable, and that might be a very good cause of what's going on with the bees. British parakeet boom is a mystery and a mess. Stanwell, England. The evening started peacefully enough, Long Lane, in the western suburbs of London, but just before sunset, 5 bright green missiles streaked through the air towards a row of poplars at the Kays Park's edge. Within minutes, hundreds more of squawking birds in formations 10, 20, 30 strong had passed above the tidy houses and a cricket club, whizzing towards their nightly roost, and of course doing what birds do. And so England's got this huge influx of warm weather birds, just rare birds coming up that don't normally go up there. More dead dolphins wash up on Orange Beach in Alabama. I wonder why. The video on this, yeah, definitely there's something wrong with its skin and looking like Corexit damage to me. Another story, U.S. Here are the refineries and nuclear power plants threatened if the Morgzeller spillway is opened shut. And they're saying this could affect the Colonial Pipeline, which is a major gas pipeline running through the area all the way up into New England. And the way the water sediment might divert river flows into the Basin Protected Baton Rouge and refineries. So basically they're going to protect the oil refineries and a couple of nuclear plants by flooding all this farmland. And they have opened, of course. New Zealand's aftershocks continue daily after Christchurch earthquake. In 2011, a series of aftershocks woke a number of Christchurch residents in early hours on Sunday, May 15th, 2011. Aftershocks continue to rattle Christchurch on a daily basis, with 7 occurring between 4 p.m. on the 14th of May and 3 p.m. on the 15th of May. Some of these shocks relate to the 7.1 September 10 earthquake, and others to the 6.3 February 2011 earthquake. Now, if you remember, Christchurch is just still, how many, 140 something buildings they got to tear down? I mean, the whole downtown was just decimated right before Fukushima. And again, Port-au-Prince, Haiti. Have you checked into what's going on in Port-au-Prince, Haiti lately? U.S. flash flooding state of emergency in Wellsville, Buffalo, New York. A flash flood watch is posted for southern Erie, Allegheny, Chautauqua, and Wyoming counties from noon Saturday through this evening. Heavy rains caused flash floods for portions of southern tier on Friday. They have a couple of pages of stuff today. Japan widens its evacuation zone around the Fukushima nuclear plant. Japan has started the first evacuations of homes outside a government exclusion zone after the March 11th earthquake and tsunami crippled one of the country's nuclear power plants. And again, they cannot keep a lid on this, and they've been trying to keep panic from going on, and they're making these kids go to these high schools wearing long sleeve shirts and masks while people are removing the soil outside because it's too contaminated for the kids to play in. It's criminal what's going on in Japan. It is criminal what is going on in Japan right now. Worse than the BP disaster ever thought it could be. More transformer explodes in Fort Axon, Wisconsin on the 12th. And they have a video attached. It's a lot like the one that happened in Texas. Does a monster flood have to fuel a monster dead zone too? And this is a story about the sediment coming down the Mississippi River with all the flooding, and it might cause extra damage through. And I'm thinking it can't be any worse than all the crap that they've poured just outside the Mississippi River in the Gulf of Mexico as it is. So ongoing more pollution into the Gulf of Mexico, but you know, it's okay to eat the fish. Enjoy your stay in Louisiana. U.S. transformer fire have tripled tornado sirens across St. Charles. Yeah, they had a false alarm on the tornado sirens. May have tripped the tornado sirens. Anyway, Manitoba, Canada, flood farms to avoid catastrophic breach in their levee systems. Manitoba opens its dike on the swollen Assiniboine River on Saturday, starting a slow creep of water across rich farmland to avert potentially catastrophic upland breach in the Canadian province. Opening the dike well over days flood at least 225 square kilometers, or 55,000 acres of land that includes 150 homes, while taking in the pressure off the strained dikes. And they're flooding farmlands where they should be planting right now, and saying that these fields will be flooded for weeks. Another transformer exploding in Las Vegas this time. They had a huge fire. I-15 shut down by Vegas transformer fire. They have a lot of electrical problems lately, I've noticed up on these sites anyway. Excuse me, Canada. Forest fires force hundreds to evacuate from their homes near Slave Lake. The number of evacuated residents near Slave Lake is climbing rapidly as forest fires continue to rage out of control near the community. So far, 5 homes and 10 other buildings have been destroyed, while strong winds continue to hamper firefighting efforts. Where is this? CTV News in Canada. I'm not really... Northern Lakes College. .5 in Papua New Guinea. Earthquake. 6.0 off the central mid-Atlantic ridge And that looks like it's in between Brazil and Africa. Palestine, thunder, lightning bring heavy rain across the country. Unseasonal downpours spread throughout central and northern regions. Rain expected to continue with risk of flash floods in Negev. Unseasonal rainfall continued overnight Friday, while local thunderstorms breaking out across the country. So, along with all the violence going on right now, they are having crazy weather as well. Over to the extinction protocol. Melbourne, Australia gets early blast of winter. This was on the 14th. Melbourne winter comes early as Melbourne is hit by a chilly blast. Melbournians have been swamped with enough rain in the past 2 weeks to last a month. The month of May and more is yet to come. Other parts of the state have seen their coldest start into May since records began, with snow already falling in lower lying areas. And again, strange weather in Australia. You are no stranger to strange weather, right? 5.0 magnitude quake shakes Shenzhen region in China. And that's about all they've got pretty much new. Over to the watchers, we have severe drought closes the Yangtze River to shipping in China. A drought on China's Yangtze River has led to historically low water levels that have forced authorities to halt shipping on the nation's longest waterway. And if you don't know what the economic ramifications of that is in China, you definitely need to do your homework. Thunderstorms and torrential rains hit Puerto Rico and Virgin Islands. They've been having some crazy earthquake swarms as well. Hurricane season starts today in the eastern Pacific. And of course they opened up the Morganza floodway, inundating 11,000 buildings and 22,500 people in a bid to save New Orleans. They're saving the oil refineries, actually. That's the most important part. They're willing to sacrifice the crops for the energy. Gobi Desert and dust storms plague eastern Asia. 2 tornadoes target an Iowan town, Lenox. This was back on the 14th. Buildings levels and roofs blown off, and the debris covered the small town. At least 35 blocks in the small town of Lenox, population 1,407 people in Taylor County, received some damage. And yeah, they had a couple of, looks like an EF1 and EF0. Dust storms blows over the Sahara Desert, and 11 earthquakes for the past 24 hours on the Bulazan volcano. And on the RSOE, well, the forest fires are starting again in Russia. They are reporting multiple fires, multiple areas. I'm not going to slur these names, but these are basically the same areas that had the extensive forest fires last summer. And the way the things are gearing up, it's not looking good for Russia this summer. And one other story. Extreme weather in New Zealand. They are having extreme cold fronts along with the warm front. They're talking mini tornadoes, gale force winds, just crazy severe rainstorms, the works. And they've been having a lot of crazy weather as well. I don't think anybody anywhere has been exempt from the insane weather going on right now. That is all I have for you today. Hope you like the Anunnaki head. I'm not done painting him yet. I still got some things to do, and then I'll give you an up-close personal on that. Please leave your comments or attach your videos below. Until I see you again, enjoy what you can, everybody. Thanks.